Coma C50 Bambino Grid Championship already wrapped up by Rex Pooley, but we'll run through this one. We've got a final to go here with Mason Hibbert and Henry Algar going off the front row. Harry Chapman and Calman Simon on row 2. Noah Wicklow and Toby Biggs on row number 3. Then it's Sebastian McCarthy and Ronnie Kempson, Reggie Chandler and Ernie Wade, with Oscar Churches and Ollie West on row number 6. Logan Hodgetts and Freddie Blackshaw start row 7. Brady Atkin and Elliot Payne on row 8. William Wainwright and Jax Wong on row number 9. Row 10 will see Henry Hales and Ethan Pearson, Louis Wilson and Arlo Atkinson, Darcy Durnford and Riley Aston Wilkins round out your grid here in our Coma C50 Bambino class. As the field roll themselves into position. Helpers making their way off the grid then, and we will be away and racing already in Coma Bambino. Didn't even get a chance to go to the rear camera shot. We are away and racing in Coma C50 Bambino as the field disappear off into the distance. Henry Hales and Harry Chapman also trying to disappear off into the distance as they have broke towards the front. It's been a great start as well for Noah Wicklow in the 53. He's up into 3rd place. Great start from Wicklow. Looks like he's managed to get a good away off that line. So the rest of the field make their way through Christmas Corner nice and clean, and they'll now head down the hill towards Ashby's. Toby Biggs once again with another good start. Should see him up into 4th place by the look of things. Henry Algar then will lead from Harry Chapman, Noah Wicklow and Mason Hibbert. That's your top 4. Then it looks like it could be Biggs in P5. It is. There he is in the purple and white machine. Calmon Simon behind in the black and gold Lotus replica colours as Toby Biggs goes round at the boot, and he is going to have to wait. And Toby Biggs, who's been a top 5 runner all season, will now have to come through from 24th place all the way through the field now to try and salvage some points in this final as he spins at the boot. Algar and Chapman trying to push away from Mason Hibbert, who's now found a way past Noah Wicklow. Can Wicklow go with and try and open up a gap as well to Calmon Simon, who's trying to do exactly the same to now Reggie Chandler up into what appears to be 6th place behind Calmon Simon. He's definitely in front of Sebastian McCarthy in the dark blue machine just to the right of the screen. Got Logan Hodgetts and Ernie Wade in there as well. Oscar Churches has dropped down, I think, to 8th place. Ernie Wade in P9 as Reggie Chandler tries a move down the inside of Calmon Simon into the left-hander at the boot. Field 3 wide, that's Ernie Wade down the inside of Oscar Churches. Ronnie Kempson on the back of that one as well, with Logan Hodgetts just outside the top 10 in P11. Fastest lap of the race from Henry Algar on lap number 2. Being pushed away, and there's Calmon Simon trying to find a way back past Reggie Chandler. Chandler through though, up into 5th place, then a look over the shoulder. Goes slightly wide because of that, but then Calmon Simon can't find a way through. Can they all work together now? Sebastian McCarthy too on the back trying to push away as they head towards Oziers. Need to work together as Calmon Simon gets a bit of slide and goes slightly wide. Algar then leading from Chapman. They've been unable to break away. Mason Hibbert going with, and Noah Wicklow, an impressive performance thus far in 4th place. They've got a gap of almost 2.5 seconds. It'll be 3.5, maybe 4 by the time Calmon Simon and Reggie Chandler have finished arguing over 5th place. The gap's out to 5 seconds from Noah Wicklow in 4th to Calmon Simon, Reggie Chandler, Sebastian McCarthy, and they've thrown an invitation out of the window to Ernie Wade, and to be fair, the rest of the Bambino field as well as we've got 10 karts in a single camera shot. That's Ronnie Kempson going down the inside of Logan Hodgetts in that run up towards Christmas Corner, and they come out in single file. Into that left-hander we see Sebastian McCarthy. And wide out, go onto the rumble strips goes the 29 of Elliot Payne, onto the grass as well, and then we're going to see the 21, I think, of William Wainwright sticking the nose down the inside as well. As the field comes through, Calmon Simon now has started to break away from Reggie Chandler, but I fear the damage is done at the front for Simon to close in on those there. Reggie Chandler and Sebastian McCarthy going side by side. Ernie Wade as well being forced out wide there by Logan Hodgetts. He's going to struggle to get back in as the train of karts comes down the inside. Ronnie Kempson with a double special, taking two, gets past Ronnie Kempson and getting past Logan Hodgetts by the look of things as well into Christmas Corner. Great move into that right-hand bend. And then Sebastian McCarthy trying to squeeze to the inside. Ronnie Kempson's coming through as well. McCarthy can't get in, and then McCarthy's going to be slow. Logan Hodgetts trying to get nose down the inside. All the way down is this train of karts down to the number 21 of William Wainwright in 16th place. So we've got Reggie Chandler in P6 now, down to 16th, all in one camera shot as they go through. Leading trio starting to move away from Noah Wicklow, but Wicklow should have enough here. Calmon Simon just being told to keep things calm, but keep the pace steady there from the pit wall. Behind him, there's a scrap going on. Reggie Chandler and Ronnie Kempson. Kempson's flying. Kempson's got front running pace here, but unfortunately he's in a scrap. Round the outside of him goes Sebastian McCarthy. Great move there by McCarthy. Saw that Ronnie Kempson had been boxed in behind Reggie Chandler and used it to his advantage. And to be fair, now this one's going all the way down out to Toby Biggs in 22nd place. I mentioned earlier that comas were good for slipstreaming, and now we're going to see it because we've got a gaggle of karts all through. We've got the 29 unfortunately around. That's Elliot Payne having an excursion. He had an attempt on the grass earlier. This time he goes round fully and falls out of this train of karts. Change for the lead off camera. Harry Chapman leads from Henry Algar and Mason Hibbert. Then it's going to be Noah Wicklow with a big gap to Calmon Simon, who's starting to open up a gap to Chandler, McCarthy, Kempson, Hodgetts, Atkin, Wade, Hales, Churches, Wainwright, West, Blackshaw, Pearson, Wilson and Biggs. And then Jacques Wong as well in 20th, all in one camera shot as they head up towards Christmas Corner. Right the way around the outside once again goes Sebastian McCarthy. Got some good top end power in that machine as he was able to hold on by running all the way round the outside of Reggie Chandler, as we've got driver going straight on there up and over the grass down at Ashby. I think there's a tyre wall down there well offline, so at least we should be over there. That's the 11, that's Ernie Wade, who's had a problem down there. He'll rejoin. Yellow flags off on the outside of Marshall Post 5 on this run down towards Ashby. Ernie Wade, though, who was in 11th place, will drop all the way down the order now, unfortunately. So the rest of the field come through. They have started to spread out a little bit more now, with incidents aplenty in the middle of this race. The leading trio, though, still pulling away at the front with Chapman, Algar and Hibbert. Noah Wicklow doing well, just 2 seconds back. You can see him there. And then a huge gap back of nearly 8 seconds to Calmon Simon, Sebastian McCarthy and Ronnie Kempson. And everyone else as well. We've just got a yellow flag out on the run up to Christmas Corner. Just saw that there from the Marshalls post on the left-hand side of the camera. As Henry Algar tries a move on Harry Chapman, and he's through. Chapman has to slot back into second place. And then Algar defending off, going tighter to the inside. Straight line over start finish they go. Just having reports now that the meeting has been declared open, which suggests that there's a little bit of moisture in the air. We were expecting a little bit of rain at some point throughout this race weekend here at Whilton Mill. So field making their way down the hill. Just having reports that Kart 20 Ollie West has been off at Christmas Corner. Update to see whether he's back on, but he is dropping down the order, so I think he could well be out of this race, unfortunately. Lap times are a few seconds off what they were earlier, so I do get the feeling we might have a little bit of moisture in the air now. We're down to 105s rather than the 102s earlier on. So run into the right-hand bends. Final bend. There is Ollie West walking away. So he looks okay, but his race weekend is over. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go then here in this Como Bambino C50 final as they run up the hill towards Christmas Corner, where we have been having reports from our camera ops that it is raining slightly up there. Lap time still in the 104, so some 2 seconds down off what the fastest times were at the beginning of this race weekend and race day at the start of this one. Fastest lap so far on lap number 3 from Mason Hibbert. He's currently in 3rd place, just off the back of Henry Algar and Harry Chapman. Chapman in the yellow helmet with Algar in the yellow and black suit. Look over his shoulder, hint of yellow on his helmet as well, but the main car is blue. So run up. Noah Wicklow heading towards his best BKC finish of the season, and heading towards the final trophy was Calmon Simon, but he's been reeled in by Sebastian McCarthy at a fair rate of knots. The field started to spread out a bit now with Ronnie Kempson and Logan Hodgetts battling it out for 7th and 8th place respectively. There's a final big trophies. We go down to 5 and we trophy everybody else as well. They were handed out during the lunch break so that the Como Bambino runners didn't all have to stick around until the end of the race day. Down the hill they go. We should get round before the time elapses. They've been lapping in 104s. We've got 50 seconds or so on the clock, so we'll get 2 more laps in here in this Como Bambino C50 final. Down the inside goes Harry Chapman on Henry Algar into the boot, and Harry Chapman will lead into what will be the penultimate lap here. 2 to go as we see Ollie West there to the right hand side once again walking away to the sanctuary. He's going to head back. I think he'll be in the pit lane before the end of this race. His cart will be collected in due course. Harry Chapman, Henry Algar and Mason Hibbert still battling it out for the victory here. Noah Wicklow looking comfortable in 4th place. Sebastian McCarthy now up into P5 in front of Calmon Simon, who's performed very, very well in his debut BKC weekend here this season. For Calmon Simon in 12th place. Round goes the 63 of Louis Wilson at the at Crook, out onto the painted curb. That's the problem now. You get out onto the paint with the rain. As the lap times, I think it'll be going out a little bit further. The paint's going to be very, very slippy. This one's going to throw it open in some of our championships. We're going to have the last lap board out this time round for Harry Chapman. And there is, again, the 63 having a little bit of an excursion. That time at Christmas Corner. We've got a few other drivers off as well. As the final lap board is shown, Harry Chapman, Henry Algar and Mason Hibbert lead with a gap back to Noah Wicklow. Waiting for Wicklow to cross the line though. There he does indeed cross the line, although the gap is out to nearly 17 seconds. Wicklow with a 1:18 on the previous lap. McCarthy with a 1:12 in 4th place. So they make the run down. Yellow flag being held out at Ashby. And wide goes Harry Chapman onto the rumble strips, and Henry Algar will go through. Chapman understeering wide as the slippery surface, red and yellow flags being shown. And Harry Chapman sliding wide, understeering Henry Algar as well. They're all sliding wide now as they head round the outside of Osiers. Mason Hibbert in third place, doing just the same as they head towards the boot. Tippy-toeing round into the right-hander as Chapman nearly drops a wheel off the outside of the track. Henry Algar, though, round the final corner. Can Chapman get the run? Don't think he can. Henry Algar heads towards the checkered flag, and Henry Algar takes victory here in the final round at Whilton Mill from Harry Chapman and Mason Hibbert. That's your top three. There's Noah Wicklow, cruelly out of fourth place. Noah Wicklow. Disappointment for Wicklow. What a weekend. He was on for his best result in the BKC, and he's going to retire from the final. Toby Biggs inherits fourth with Ronnie Kempson. We've got McCarthy dropping down the order as well as Wicklow. Calmon Simon, Reggie Chandler's off. A frantic final lap in Coma C50 Bambino. This means it's all change inside the top 10. Kempson, Hodgetts, Hales, McCarthy, Churches and Blackshaw out of nowhere comes through for 10th place in front of Brady Atkin, Jax Wong and Ethan Pearson. Rest of the field will come through, but all change outside the top three. Toby Biggs, who span on the opening lap and dropped all the way down to 24th place, comes back to finish in P4 as the rain starts to come down here at Whilton Mill. Results then in our Coma C50 Bambino class sees Henry Algar taking the victory from Harry Chapman and Mason Hibbert. Toby Biggs and Ronnie Kempson complete your top five in front of Logan Hodgetts, Henry Hales, Sebastian McCarthy, Oscar Churches and Freddie Blackshaw, Brady Atkin and Jax Wong with Ethan Pearson and William Wainwright in P14. Then it's Elliot Payne, Noah Wicklow classified in 16th in front of Calmon Simon, Reggie Chandler and Darcy Durnford, Louis Wilson, Arlo Atkinson, Ollie West and Ernie Wade with Riley Aston Wilkins not classified in 24th place. Trying to give a massive shout out to three drivers in that one. First of all, to Noah Wicklow in the 53. A superb drive. He looked set for P4, was comfortable until the final lap, and then the kart cruelly stopping as well. Problems for him. He'd done a lap that was a lot slower the previous one, so it looks like we've had kart problems. Big shout as well to Sebastian McCarthy. He looked like he was going to be on for a podium. Calmon Simon as well, who's classified in 17th. He's been a great addition to the BKC this weekend. Performed at the front of the pack from the get-go. And unfortunately, he'll be classified down in 17th, but hopefully he can take a lot of heart away from this weekend here at Whilton Mill.